Hello, welcome to Roll for Bold. This is typically a D&D actual play uh, live stream, but for the past couple of weeks has been a City of Mist live stream, a cinematic noir detective series. I am your host, GM Ben Competence. These are our players, the Undetectives. Say hello, Undetectives.
Hello,
And
detectives.
I love this. Hello, Gamer Bot. Hello, Arcane Tamers Mom. Wonderful people. All of you. Most of you. You know who you are. I am Ben Competence and I'm barely awake. I completely forgot what I was going to say partway through that. And we're going to introduce our characters, but let me explain the setting real fast just to make sure that everybody is. Yeah, it's to you, Fimian. Make sure everybody knows the setting and where we are. This is not Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. This is City of Mist. This takes place in modern day in the city, the big city, where all the crime and adventure and mystery happens. Kind of New York, kind of Los Angeles, not at all like Reno, Nevada. And our heroes are people who have been blessed by the mist, have been imbued with power. But see, a mist runs through the city, a mist containing all of the myths and fiction and mystery of uh, of humanity. Any story exists within the mist, and these people have been chosen to embody a story, a fiction within this world. So I'm going to introduce them one at a time, and as I pick each one, I want them to tell me their character, their character, their character's myth and concept. And then I always ask a question, and this was suggested last time. I think Allison suggested this last time. Um, this is usually I ask about the character, but this time there's a question. If you were a rift for a myth, which myth do you think would channel its power through you? I'm going to roll a 1d3 to pick, which is a real die, and I picked Allie. Allie, go first.
Hi, I'm Allie, and my character this week is CJ Beldam, and she is an au pair who is a rift for the other mother from Coraline. And I think, I don't know, maybe, I'm sure there's a better one that'll come to me later, but right now all I can think of is the Fates.
I like this. This is good. I like that. Why the Fates?
Well, I was trying to think of like mythology that has to do with like weaving and sewing and knitting and that kind of creation. But
Hmm,
also, I really like order and control.
fair enough. Um, Likewise, my next selection is Reed. Reed, if you'd be so kind.
Yes, I am Reed. I'm playing the character MC O'Halloran. Don't know why that
Mhm.
was lowered, but I am a rift for the city itself, in this case, which gives Ben no limits of consternation.
Which just makes me. I feel like for the first time in 4 weeks, I should have asked: Are you saying that the city is a myth?
I mean, the spirit of the city is.
So the people's tendency to articulate the city as if it has free will
Have you ever
is in
talked to a New
itself a
Yorker? Have you
is no, wait,
ever
hold on.
talked to
No,
a
no,
New
I'm not.
Yorker?
No, no, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, you're saying that the tendency people have to refer to a city as if it has free will is in itself a concept that itself has free will.
Yes,
Not the metaphor, but the embodiment of the metaphor has free will.
sure.
Fuck you. So what is your rift?
For me personally, um, I'm gonna go back to my childhood. I'm gonna go with Lieutenant Commander Data from Star Trek.
Okay, I love this.
You know, analytical. I've got a ridiculous amount of knowledge, stupid trivia
Hmm.
up here that I bring out at a moment's notice and annoy everybody with. and
Mhm.
feel vaguely like an outsider most of the time. So hey,
And you have a cat.
and I have a cat.
Well, well, I'm glad that we have you here, and I'm glad that you're in this group. So let's go with Tamarissa. Tamarissa, what are you gonna be?
So I am Jade Tamsin, and she is a let's say social media influencer, professional organizer, with a touch of the mythos of Loki, who is the trickster god, likes a little bit of chaos, and that kind of can work to Jade's advantage and sometimes not so much.
Mhm.
As for Tammy, I would have to say that her rift would be, I have to go with Sailor Moon because she is both. Well, sorry, both. She is a crybaby. She's strong. She's awesome. She's funny. She's cute. She's all the things that I totally am.
Mhm.
I have my klutzy moments. I have my own tuxedo mask as well, although without the tuxedo.
Mhm.
I also have a black cat, which I did not name Luna. But I think honestly, since I discovered Sailor Moon at 16, I'm like that is a huge part of me. So I have to go with Sailor Moon.
I absolutely love this. Um, I think that's basically
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Yes!
Yes, yes, perfect. Um, okay, and for
Whoops.
all, I guess for mine, I would just say the Riddler. I like
Mm.
puzzle design, malicious games, having people go through my traps, and I am always I'm confident saying that I'm extremely clever and aware that I'm nowhere near as clever as I seem to act like most of the time. Um, and I think that that is wonderful. So that would be mine. Does someone else want to do the summary for this? Because I feel like in a mystery game, if I do the summary, I'm going to end subconsciously bias how I say. Like, I'm going to be like, there were three suspects, one that doesn't matter, and red haired Dan. Like, I'd have to be careful, like, how I say things. So I would like someone else to do the intro on the summary of what we missed.
I vote Tammy.
Fuck you.
It was a dark night in the city. Dark. The rain came down almost hard enough to wash the crime and the grime out of the streets, but not quite hard
Wonderful.
enough. It
Keep
was
going.
late when
Is that it? Oh,
there was a knock at the door of my detective agency. In came a pitter-patter little feet when suddenly there was a note left behind on the door. Sharks swimming in Miller Square. Of course, we couldn't just take this lying down, so we went to investigate. Found the suicide of a local merchant wasn't all it seemed. So, acting on all our canny abilities, we looked around, started looking for some clues, got pointed in the direction of some fellow by the name of Honeylips. Went down to Rusty's bar and caused a bit of a kerfuffle. Seems like
hell of a kerfuffle.
one of the silly dames walking with me is causing more chaos than she's worth, but we all got out of there.
And she's worth a lot.
Seems we got some shark lady on our tail. So, in order to
Yeah.
throw her off our scent, we decided to make a distraction. Our local Coraline enjoyer went through and tried to create a perfect environment to trap her in. Seems that got away from her.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. But it did stop her long enough that we could sit down and have a bit of a chat. We managed to break her free and set her loose against the people responsible for this organized crime racket that we walked into. Seems the Falzoni family had gone through and had planned for some grand feast where they would feed the loyal people some of the goods that they got. This special food that would give them powers. So, at the end of the last episode, off we went, ready for some trouble.
I love that, and I will pay you $5 to summarize any future sessions that way. I I feel like we need to always summarize each session in character, like do the recap.
I have set up
And
a bad precedent here.
well, come on. What if like Kyra and Callista and Euphibian, Prey and Kiki were summarizing things? That would be great. This is just a planning session for the next campaign for the next week. There's no actual game here, folks.
I would love to see the lens that Cray specifically would paint
That's
any
you know,
recap with.
as a game designer, my thought was, how do I balance this in a way that it's like is true to Cray's spirit and is also a summary that the audience can actually benefit from? Because you know, like I'm about to say like the session before the final Lotheria fight, there's so much context to give, but you know, Cray's be like, Lotheria's a bitch. She took a long rest. And I'm like,
love you, Seema.
My other group just got to where Seema is. Gamerbot's watching this. My other group just got to where Seema is, and I was like, think about it. I'm like, wait, no, Seema was someone I made up on the fly. They're not canon. And I'm like, oh. And then my heart broke a little bit. Maybe I'll put them in anyway. As true to MC's description, they had discovered that the Falzoni crime family was having some sort of feast, some sort of shindig, where they would be meeting and further cementing their powers. This was the one opportunity to catch them all one way or another. And it happens in a day. As we go into the planning stages, I want to tell you this. I want to ask you the question that threw my last group for a loop, because it really feels like when players get to this, but they've been playing D&D, this question throws them really hard. What are you planning to do there? I say this because people are like, oh, well, they're D&D, so we're going to have a fight scene, and then we're going to win it, and everything's going to be fun. There's a fucking mob there with guns, and you guys are, like, having trouble proving a lot, doing a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have really strong suspicions. So, do you want to beat them up so bad that the crime family falls apart? That is allowed. That is on the table. Do you want to, like, dissuade them, make a deal with them, report them to the police, maybe? Gather evidence, surveil, and turn it in? What is the final confrontation, and what does the end game look like to you? I say this because my last group, they were like all ready, and they're like, we're gonna go, and I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna go do? And it was like another 15 minutes of planning after I asked that question. So yeah, I'm asking you outright, what is your goal here?
I mean, my goal and MC's goal do not necessarily match.
I was just thinking that.
Okay, well, hit me with these goals.
Like, MC is definitely down to just sort of get there and then figure it out as he goes along. Me, I was kind of hoping to sabotage the food.
Yeah. I want to take it.
Okay.
But I'm still giving thought to the possibility of shutting down the city.
What?
Shutting down the whole city? Yeah, you do have the stop holding back thing. Tamissa, what do you want to do?
Yeah, she pretty much figures it out as she goes along as well. She starts off with having an idea of what she thinks she's gonna do, and then all that goes to shits as soon as she walks through the doorway. So, basically, she's open to any type of ideas. Basically, she would just kind of just storm in there and say that she's like with the catering company and making sure that everything is in order, with all of the like for the food, and make sure that they have everything that they need, make sure that it's all organized, that everything came through because they had a problem with the delivery boy. She was going to make something up on the fly, but she's not committed to that. She can go with whatever.
Okay, so I think what I'm asking is, and I mean, you guys are giving me steps, and I like these steps, but I'm asking what your overall goal is, like what victory looks like for you. So and it
Taking
sounds like
down
it's
taking down the Falzonis, yo.
yeah.
We
Is that just so you guys want to play that by ear? Maybe sabotage the food, whatever it is, and
I
Yeah,
mean,
and prevent them from creating more rifts.
mhm.
And I kind of feel like if we go through and we sort of undermine their ability to own up to their promises, they'll sort of eat themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Okay.
definitely take advantage of Delia as a distraction because she's not going to be subtle.
She's not gonna have a great time there. Okay. So if that's the case, show of hands, who is down to just go to the Falzoni residence then?
Mhm.
All right,
What else have we got to
folks.
do?
Uh,
I don't
we
know.
could
You,
shut down the city.
Well, he could do that while we're in there. Let us get in. If they have a
Fair.
security that as soon as there's an alarm that's tripped, everything locks down. Let's make sure we get in first, and then he can wreak whatever havoc he can with his pipes and electrical lines and God knows what else.
all
Fair
right.
enough.
So you guys make it to the Falzoni villa. It is a beautiful villa, large number of different houses and buildings. You see, even from the outside, it's a large gated area. Um, there is there are a large number of trucks, large black limousines bringing people in. You also see vans coming and bringing out large covered somethings on wheels. You can assume it's food. Coming in and standing at the front of the door, front double door, the largest building in the middle. You see this tall, very slender woman with a large black wide brim hat with a veil in front of it, almost like a mourner's dress, and she is standing watching each person as they come in. This faintest movement, the slightest nod as they acknowledge her. Out front, you see this man, this homeless person sitting in front, his head lolled back, vacantly unaware of what's going on, behind, holding onto a leash with 3 separate black dogs curled up in front. It is anybody's choice what you guys want to do. Right now, if you guys get to the Falzoni villa, I could say that you guys are passing by or watching from a distance, but if you wanted to get closer, that might be a little suspicious. But it is your call what you would like to do, each of you.
I would like to send in a mimic.
Yeah, what?
A mimic, a button-eyed mimic.
Okay. You're gonna change the game and make a mimic?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What? Let's figure that out. So you're gonna change the game. So what perks are you using to make this roll?
I was gonna use button-eyed mimics, and then I guess after that I'll use through my work's eyes because that's the ultimate goal is to send them in and spy through them.
Okay. Roll those 2.
Okay. Roll. I can do both of them right now.
Oh, well, you just do the one roll. You can check both of them, then you change the game to yeah.
Okay. Did it work?
You create a story tag. Yes, you got an 8.
Okay.
Can the audience see the rolls right now? Yes, they can. No, not as such. Yeah, it might be helpful for the audience so they can track what's going on a little bit. So you make this. You can make a story tag, a power tag of the mimics, and then you can give them. You can basically make them you can reduce a status or put like a. You can make 2 mimics. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you had rolled higher, you could have done more fancy tricks with them. But right now, you can kind of make 1 mimic, or maybe make a status condition or something like that. So, what would you like to do?
I was kind of thinking I just want to make one and have it look like a mouse and just send it into the kitchens as far as it can get and see
Mhm.
what it looks like in the kitchen area specifically.
Okay. You make this little mimic. And what does it look like? It looks like a mouse. It sort of scampers and squeaks through. It looks like one of those little automated mouse toys, rolling through under everybody's feet. No one's really noticing it. Too much is going on as they're walking past. Walk in. You see people as they start to pull off things off the trays and set them down. You see um you see a number of foods. You see breads and desserts and soups and salads and meats of all kinds, and all these different things, candied sides, all of them with this faint tinge of a golden glow running through them, coursing through them almost like veins. And sometimes every once in a while they radiate a gold aura about them.
Oh, okay.
I have to step away from my computer for 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right. So we're here.
Yeah.
What do we have to roll to just make things go away?
I think you're gonna have to stop holding back for that.
Sorry about that. Did you solve all the crimes?
We did. Yeah.
Good,
We've
good,
got
good.
a solution. Yeah.
All right. So you see all these. This is your one tag for this thing. So you're not really gonna be able to see much else with it. So it just sort of runs through, and someone comes over and goes. Someone grabs a pot and goes, "What?" He goes, "Oh, what is that? No, 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 no," and lifts it up. Your power's done. Your any thoughts you wanna anything you guys want to do right now?
So
I'll
what
pass it along.
what exactly would stop holding back? Like, give me.
Can you speak up? Your microphone didn't catch all that.
What exactly would stop holding back? Give me. Like, I can literally make basically any change.
If you do stop holding back, and this is gonna be fun for the audience, you guys watch up because this is not just your typical ruling question. If you do stop holding back, you can pitch literally anything you can imagine that fits within your mythos, i.e., your ability to connect with with the shape of the city and the soul of the city itself. There is no limit. The examples they give in the rule. Do you want to rewrite? Do you want to do time travel, turn the whole story back a day? Do you want to make undead rise up? Do you want to take over the minds of everybody in the city? There is no cap to what stop holding back does. The only drawback is once you tell me what you want to do, I decide on a scale of basically 1 to 3 how huge it is, and and then you agree to it. Basically, the higher the the higher the ranking of it, the more you might get punished if it goes wrong. For example, if you do like a 1, you might burn, and if you do a tier 1 and you get like a bad roll, you might burn out all of your power tags on a single card. So you just lose 1 card for the rest of the session. If you roll bad on a tier 3, it is the end of your character. But as to what is allowed, literally anything. Like if you make the roll correct on stop holding back, you have all of the narrative power that I do within the realm of some things that would be directly, clearly associated with your character, with your mythos concept.
So if I wanted to say turn off all of the infrastructure in the area, so no power,
Oh,
no
easy. That's
gas, no traffic lights, no anything like that.
easy. Easy. That's a tier 1.
Okay. Then, yeah, I think I'm going to give that a try.
Give that a try. You realize if you fail, if you roll a 6 or below, your power goes sideways, and I get to use their power for whatever works well for me and whatever's fun for me. Also, you roll 2d6 and add your logos, because your logos is your ability to actually have a constraint on your power. So it would be 2d6 plus 1. Knowing all of this, that it can backlash, that your die roll is low, and all of that. Reed Richards, do you want to do Stop Holding Back? And Gamerbot, by the way, when you asked what do we roll in the game, it is Stop Holding Back. if you use Stop Holding Back properly, it can conclude any storyline.
Well, I mean,
For example,
figure
Reed could collapse the villa on them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. If I wanted to do that and end the game right here, right now, that seems
I would
like
have to adjust my prices for this session because we wouldn't be using the full 3 hours.
But what's a game if you don't get to stop holding back at least once, right?
Gamerbot said that Reed can fully break any game in half over his knee in the best and worst way. I want to say that that's true before he got this ability. There are 2 players in my campaigns that I truly fear them having unhinged power, and Reed is one of them.
Okay, so wait, you get to add your logos?
Yeah,
I
you
didn't.
did.
No, I didn't.
You rolled automatically, so it did it for you.
No,
you
it
used
didn't.
the stop. I'm gonna
I
go
just
up.
went back and checked. I rolled so low it wouldn't have mattered. I rolled a 3, so even if you had added my 2 logos, it would have been a 5. But I'm looking at it right now. It didn't do that.
No, you rolled a 6. What do you? It says stop holding back. CJ Beldam rolled a stop holding back. Rolled a 6. Oh, you rolled a 3. Oh yeah, you rolled twice. A 3. Yeah. Yeah. This is 2.
But it would have been a 5. So.
It would have been a 5. Okay.
Still would have been a complete failure, but.
Hi, Trembledonis. That's Jen. Everybody, say hello, Jen. So Reed, you can add 2. I don't know. I thought it added it automatically, but Reed, just add 1 and then roll stop holding back.
Okay.
Can you imagine if I did the math wrong? One of my favorite. While you're rolling this, I'm saying one of my favorite.
Great success.
What? Oh my god!
Reed critted.
Literally a perfect roll, almost a perfect roll.
I knew jamming that horseshoe up there would make it worth it later.
Which means Reed suffered very. Reed, you have to burn out 1 tag on 1 card. Or you have to mark fade or crack on 1 card. That's all you got to do.
Reed, you rolled the opposite of what I rolled, which is a 5 and a 6. I rolled a 1 and a 2 on mine.
I'm gonna burn out.
Yeah, Gamerbot, do emoji.
Travel through the utilities.
So Reed, I'm going to narrate this, but it is your call. So let's control this. You want to completely shut down all utilities in the villa or all the nearby houses, or what is the range and what is the severity? Are they blowing up? Are they just turning off? Like, what are you doing here? Let's talk turkey.
Yeah, so I think just in the immediate vicinity of the villa. So like the villa itself, maybe the block or 2 surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, you'll see transformers sparking and blowing up, and then, gas lines going out, sewer mains backing up. Just absolute chaos of the kind that only you can get in a city.
Everything starts blowing up. You hear people shouting and people
rats chased out of the sewers,
Oh, okay. Oh, so we're going chaos. We're not shutting down the utilities. We're going chaos. So the sewers, the lids exploding, the fire hydrants exploding. Is that cool?
Sure.
You just do this. All of this starts blowing fire. There's like sparking lights, exploding everywhere. People are close to like grab fire extinguishers, start putting them out. People start shouting. Rats crawling out of the sewers. Everything popping, bursting. Car alarms being tricked out, exploding. Everything is going to shit, going to chaos. And as it is falling apart, you see this man, Honey Lips, the very thin, tall man, walk over to the woman who's watching everything calmly, and he just like puts his hand on her and guides her into the room, and she just turns and looks and walks inside. All of the Falzoni family members start panicking and running around and shouting orders to one another, and they're arguing a lot because like they're trained, they have like responses for every disaster, but not every disaster at once. And they're arguing, and then this guy, the man with the vagrant with the 3 dogs, slowly stands up, and the dogs get up and look around, and then he almost like he's sleepwalking, makes his way towards the villa, as the dogs are like almost sniffing and hunting. He turns, one of the dogs turns and looks in your direction, and then another dog and another dog, and the 3 of them look over while the man just sort of like turns and looks in the direction of the house. And they sniff for a moment, and then they move and go back into the villa. There is chaos out here, but the VIPs have decided to shuttle up inside. It is your guys' action.
So at this point, everybody's gone into the building?
A lot of the people have gone. Big players have gone into the building, specifically like, okay, this is an emergency, we need to go indoors. But most of the Falzoni gang is scattered and spread out, and not really sure where to go. So there's chaos everywhere, but in there. What were you hoping would happen with them? Maybe I'm playing this wrong.
I mean, my main thing is basically to stop security cameras, stop footage, stop any ability to call for help, stop any reinforcements from being able to get here, because the streets, traffic lights are getting turned off.
Everything's flooding, everything's happening. And the so there's people going inside. Like, you get the impression that maybe they're going to a panic room or a safe room, perhaps. Like, it seems like they have a response of like, oh, when things go to shit, we know where to go. Because the second this all happened, they turned and moved. Almost like they have a plan for this kind of thing. So I would say at this point, you guys could kind of walk freely among a lot of the chaos. If you did a stealth check and you were careful enough, you could probably use this chaos to boost your rolls and stuff like that. In fact, I'm going to give the scene, overall the scene, a status of what is it? City in chaos. 3. Because read. Anything that would benefit from you guys, from there being too much chaos to coordinate or whatever, you guys could possibly do that or benefit from it and add that to your rolls, like sneaking inside and stuff like that. I think with all of this, you might start to hear some sirens and stuff in the distance. In time, a lot of this area would be shut down. What else would you like to do?
I'm just going to sort of support myself against the wall after all of that. And be like, well, I think we've isolated the place.
Yes, truly. I'm going to put the action music on because the city is starting to blow up here. People are moving through. You say you're starting to isolate the place. You all look out from where you're hiding in the distance, and you see this tall, muscular woman with blue skin and gills walk over. She's walking down the street, She sees this chaos.
Do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo.
She's walking through and she sees this chaos. And she sort of smirks. Then her smile opens wide until you see the rows of teeth. And she sort of cracks her knuckles, cracks her neck, and just makes her way inside the building. You don't know her full plan, but you know that it's going to be a lot easier now.
Through the back?
Wherever we're not going to get wherever we're not going to get seen.
All right. So all you guys are doing this. If all of you are sneaking around, I want each of you to make a sneak around roll. You can add any skills you want to explain how you're doing it, and then add a +3 to that roll as well.
Hey Ben, how do we use our crew tags?
You just invoke them once, and they give you a +1 to that roll.
Okay.
Or they
'cause
allow,
it
or they
seems
can be
like-
used,
Oh, go ahead.
or they can be used to do a unique ability that only you can only do with them, like the contacting Jinn and stuff like that.
It seems like now would be the perfect time for Under the Noses of the Elite.
Yeah, absolutely. If you wanted to check that off and add that to your roll,
I mean,
What-
but like, one of us could do it. is what
I
you're saying.
I'll let each of you guys do it given this specific scenario.
Oh.
Oh, right. I gotta go to this thing. Sneak around.
Wow.
Okay. Reed got a perfect score. What does everybody else get?
Could I also use self-reliance?
No, because you're going as a group.
That's true. I did just make the case. So in that case,
They're like, can we all do this as a group? Yes. Can I also do it solo as a group?
so wait, do we also add the 3 for?
Yes.
Okay. And just
So you already have +4.
add it. Okay. 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 I understand. Okay. How? How? I have +4 and I rolled
Tammy-
a 7.
Tammy,
Total.
did you roll?
No, I did not, because I am wanting to jump in among the caterers. And I want to have changed my appearance to look a little bit different. Just have black hair to cover up the pink, and then
Mhm.
dressed up like I'm part of the catering. And then I'm going to have like a clipboard. I could even have like a little earpiece. I want to jump in like I am part of the catering company. Okay, you know what? This has happened at John Travolta's, Arnold Schwarzenegger's. It's not a big deal. Don't panic. We've got this. Make sure we've got an extra layer of foil and everything. And I'm just barking out orders as I'm walking in with them.
Okay, so this is also going to be a sneak around check, but you can check off the things that would help you to blend in.
Okay.
Professional organizer.
Yes. So my affected appearance, because
Mhm.
I'm changing my appearance. Professional organizer. I don't know if access to the rich and famous, but I'm dropping those names.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know if that really
absolutely,
does.
absolutely.
Okay.
Plus your what was it? This is burnt out. That's not available.
Under the
and then
noses of
you-
the elite, you were saying for the group thing?
Yes. So let me do something here. 1 second. And then you under the noses of the elite, you can get that. Check that off too. And then you have a plus. And then you have a +3 because of the city and chaos. So you have a 7. Roll sneak. And don't alley it.
She couldn't possibly. She could roll 2 1s and she'd
That
get a
is
9.
a great success with a 16.
For
Tammy
fuck's
rolls a
sake.
16 and Allie rolled a 7. So
Aye.
Jade Tamsin just immediately goes in and just like the two of you are like planning, like, okay, we can sneak in, this is it. And then you like look over and Jade Tamsin is just gone and she's just completely in there. I would give you like a -1 or 2 for the fact that they know who you are, but like because of the previous thing at the nightclub. But
Which
even
is
that
why I
wouldn't stop.
changed my appearance a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, it wouldn't even matter because you rolled
Oh,
the greatest
okay.
roll I've ever seen. Um,
I did better than Reed.
what was it? 1 second. Reed and what was it? CJ and CJ
MC.
and MC. Really, I'm just noticing their acronyms. Make their way in. You guys walk in, and as you're seeing, you guys are walking by, and I'm gonna do this piece by piece. You guys are walking in, and as you're like sneaking by, like leaning up against doors, making your way through stuff like that, going through the chaos, you hear people going, "No, no, no, we're still going on." And someone else goes, "What do you mean everything's?" He goes, "It's not about the feast." That's he goes, "Look, the fucking pageant she's done, but we still have to eat. Okay, we still got to get in there. You go in there and you take the stuff and get it to the fucking table, or I'll have your head. Okay?" And like, and someone else just goes, "All right." He goes, "All right, we'll just get it. We'll get it." He goes, "Okay, so guard the exit. Someone's attacking. Okay, it's one of them misty things." Someone says it's one of the misty things, and they go, "Well, we're ready for that, right?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He goes, "Look,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
connections
sure,
we
boss.
have, we're ready for that. Get the fuck over there now." And then he goes, "Yeah." He goes, grabs the, takes his gun out of holster, goes, "The fucking shit I gotta do around here." Goes and looks for you guys, moving right past you without noticing. You guys are good to go into the ballroom where everyone's meeting. Would you like to get to the ballroom, Tammy and Allie, or Reed and Allie?
Have we seen any indication of where Delia has gone to?
Nope.
Then yeah, I think we'll go towards the ballroom.
You guys turn to go to the ballroom. When you turn around the corner, you see this guy standing there, barely awake, and he's got these 3 dogs on a leash. And one of the dogs just growling at you, and the other 2 just looking. One of them bares their fangs, drool rolling down, saliva running down its teeth. Another one just sniffing, confirming that it's you, that it did catch your scent.
Can I
Yes.
try to placate
Oh,
them?
we're gonna come back to that.
Oh,
Jade, Tamsin, you are going through, and you're giving all this, and someone comes up to you, goes, "Who the fuck are you? How did you get in here?"
I'm the replacement. Didn't you hear the food poisoning? Puking in the bushes? What the fuck? We've got a dinner to put on. Make sure to get everything ready.
Something wrong with the dinner? The dinner's fucking poison? How the fuck do you poison
No!
ambrosia?
No, something on lunch. No, it has nothing to do with this. It's
Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll get this. Okay, so this is fine.
we got to make sure that that is taken care of and make sure that it is protected. We don't know what's going on here, but it's fine. We've got this, but we've got to make sure that we keep tabs on where it is and make sure that nobody else gets near it.
Okay, what's
Can
your
I
name?
trust you to do that?
Yes, you can. You can trust me. Listen, I got it. You got this under control. Do you need anything else from me?
No, just make sure that you keep an eye on the important dish. Get my drift?
Yeah. Listen,
Okay.
this, I don't need to tell you. We have one chance to finish this meal, get everybody up to where they need to be. This fails, we're fucked. And she's gonna be pissed.
Nobody's going to fuck this up. You hear me? We've got this. You've got this. Inside Jade's head. Holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck.
Walks away. They lead you, and they sort of leave you, giving you a pathway to the kitchen where you see all of these foods getting spread out and everything, just as CJ's vision had. All of these foods of the ambrosia, the great feast about to begin.
So is there some, like, in everything, or is there one
Every
dish?
single thing is some dish with the ambrosia
Every
prepped
dish
into it.
has some of it in.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's not one important dish, they're all important. Okay.
Yes.
Alright.
You get in, and what was I gonna say? You guys see these dogs, all of them, just this person, almost unaware of what's happening. But you can feel the magic flowing through them. These are absolutely a rift in the worst way. You can tell me what you're trying to do, but I need to know like what move you're trying to do. If you're trying to like convince them, or
Well, would face danger be like violence specifically?
facing danger is like facing danger is basically a saving throw. It's whenever you're trying to resist what's happening, like if
Okay.
someone's hitting you or something like that. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Then in that case, I feel like I would be looking to do a convince.
Okay, so do a convince. What are you trying to convince them with?
I figured I could stitch such incredible things. A set of like squeaky toys.
Okay. So if they don't go for this, they are missing out. So what was it? What is the condition? What is the condition that they will get if they don't go along with this?
If they don't go along with it,
this isn't like a persuasion check like D&D. You don't just hit the roll and they do it.
No, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is your grandfather's D&D.
God. So either they like back off and let us go through and do our thing and leave us alone, or I don't know. Tempted? I'm not sure. Like
tempted,
I don't.
Distracted, maybe distracted or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So let's do that.
I was originally going to come at it with trying to combine my mythos and logos and do Stitch Such Incredible Things and Caretaker.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, no one get mad at me, but I feel like dealing with dogs is kind of like dealing with children.
Go ahead. Roll your roll for that.
Okay. Vince. Oh my God. Don't let me do anything tonight, you guys.
Oh no.
You do this. I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah, so you create this little stitch thing. And what does it look like?
I kind of imagined it as like 3 interlocking rings. That I was hoping they would maybe each go for one. But
it dives at you and you hold it out and it dives to bite at you. One of them dives and tries to sink its teeth into you as the other two run forward. This guy looking, and just as you offer it, he sort of casually drops the leash and all of them run towards you. I need you, this is where you do a face danger roll. I need you to explain how you can mitigate the damage, otherwise you are taking a level 3 bite.
Let's take a look, and I don't know that I don't know that I have anything I can add.
You don't have anything?
Except maybe self-reliance here. But if I'm still with MC, I don't know that would even count.
I don't know what you. Let me see your list.
I am not tanky.
You're really not.
I built my character for social intrigue.
Okay, just roll face danger.
Yay! What the fuck?
1 second.
I mean, I'm happy about it, but also now.
You get a 9. So you go, and they dive at you and start to tear into you. You, CJ Beldam, you take 2 points of bitten. As you see from the side, one of them bites her arm and just tears it or pulls her down, like, pulls her arm down and just like ripping her arm. Another one of them is just barking at her, just and then another one is turning and sees you. And it is so to remind you guys how combat works in City of Mist, I do not make attack rolls. There is not initiative. I heavily foreshadow what is about to happen. One of you gets an action to do what you want, and then if at the end of that action, the thing I foreshadowed is still clear, runway still clear, it happens. So one of the dogs is looking at Allie, one of the dogs is looking at Reed. I'm going to go ahead and house rule that because there are 3 of them, I don't have to show my hand as to which one of you I'm going to attack. But they are going to attack one of you, and one of you has one action to do.
I'd like to take my shotgun out, and I'm going to shoot the
Okay.
guy.
You want to shoot the guy?
Yeah.
Cool. Roll your shooting a men in the face roll.
So how do
So you have the
I've got
shotgun. Was it a
attack.
Okay,
it
so
was
the
a
shotgun was
persistent thing. Yeah.
okay. So you have the shotgun one. So just check that off on your thing. I put it in your story tags. You can just check that. So you have one there, and then check off anything else you want to use here.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Would I have? Oh.
I gave you back traveling through the utilities because you checked it off wrong. You had to put a fade, not a burn. That's
Oh.
a separate paperwork thing. But
Okay.
go ahead. So you have this.
I don't really know. Private Eye, maybe? Would that work as, since I would definitely have experience training with firearms?
Sure, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to be a little more liberal this session. Go ahead. Go, Private Eye. Go.
Okay.
Shoot him in the face.
And so that's go toe-to-toe?
No, if that's hit him with all you got. If you're just trying to kill him, you're just
Oh.
hit with all you got. So go toe-to-toe is like when there's like basically something that could be described as either literal or mental arm wrestling. If you're just trying to flat out hurt a motherfucker, it's hit him with all you got.
Okay. Mild success.
So you can hit this guy for 2. And then you could choose one of the following. You can take cover and basically be out of sight by the time this attack ends. You can get them good, hit him for 1 more, hit him for 3. You can control collateral damage so that I don't get to say anybody else got hurt. You can hold the target's attention so they attack you instead of Allie for sure. Or you could take 1 juice and change the game a little bit by like getting the upper hand. If you take a juice, that means you mildly get to change the game real fast for 1 level.
Okay. Hold the target's attention. In this case, is this 1 person or is this like 1 person and 3 dogs?
I'm not going to answer that, but I am going to say that you know that I understand that you're trying to get everything off of Allie.
Yeah.
And I can abide that.
Okay.
So you...
Yeah, I'm
shoot
thinking.
this-
I don't know if you've seen Firefly in a while, but there's an episode where, the Zoe comes up and she's like, "Never let them know where you are." And then Mal comes running in, blasting, "I'm right here! I'm right here! Come get me, you
Yeah.
bastards!"
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna put that you shot this guy for 2. You shoot him, and you blast him in the arm, and he just and his arm is just hanging like open wound, part of his shoulder missing, and he's just standing there like almost aware that happened. He is at a tier 2 injury. The dogs turn and immediately fall upon Reed, upon MC. One of them tries to. They all try and tear into you together. They are going to do an attack of 3. They're going to do an attack of. Oh, that's why that's doing. I'm like, why is it looping the same song? And it's because I just keep doing this. It's got it in this weird way. Some reason the same song got added like 5 times to the mix, so it just statistically just keeps getting cycled through. Anyway, Reed, how do you want to face danger with this thing?
Since I know that there's an incoming attack,
Mhm.
what I'm going to do is I'd like to go as if I'm going to travel through the utilities, which basically reduces me to an electric spark for just a second, brief intangibility, and tank it out with tough as concrete where needed.
Wait, so are you tough as concrete or are you an electric spark? I feel like those are
I mean,
oxymoronical, as my salesperson friend would say.
I'm thinking that brief intangibility doesn't completely get me out of the way. It just means that I'm not necessarily at where they think that I am.
So you're
So
trying to move to the side and also be tough as concrete. Okay, roll those
yeah,
two.
so that they can't necessarily hit where they want to hit.
Go, go, go.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. This is giving me problems. Okay, so sorry, that was face danger?
Mhm. You
Another
take-
mild success.
You take 2 points of bitten as they dive towards you. You move out of the way, but there's like you're immediately out of the way, but then as you jump to the side, there are 3 of these dogs, and one of them immediately finds you, dives into you, and starts biting you. And you are as literally as powerful as a brick building. But they are rift powered, and that does not hold as much. I'm gonna say I noticed something else here. They're actually referred to as a collective. I did not notice that little note, which basically means that they are a mob, and they are considered a mob of creatures, and everything that you do to them is reduced by 1, and everything they do is increased by 1. You guys have this. These dogs are looking at you, and I'm gonna say you guys are getting ready to fight, and then all of a sudden you hear this voice that goes, "No, 1 moment. That's not any way to treat our guests, now is it?" And you guys see on the other side of those dogs and everything, the dogs stop, and you see this man, Honey Lips, and he looks at you and goes, "Apologies for my friends. Security with everything going on. Come on, let's talk." And he walks into the other room. Tammy, Tammy's mom, the dogs are not on the map. I'm not using the map right now, but here we go. Are you guys going with them?
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
I'm interjecting.
Mhm.
I want to have something that I can do the moment that I hear the dogs and the gunshot.
Okay.
Where I am, I'm assuming on the other side of the wall, the kitchen, just beside
Yeah.
whatever.
You're near enough, yeah.
Okay, so I would have been directing the catering staff to put all the dishes of the food on this one table.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to direct somebody else to have like this big kind of Gatorade thing full of like water or a drink of some sort or whatever. I'm wanting him to move it. But as I'm hearing what's happening, I want to position myself in a way that I am going to trip against the person carrying the water jug on and fall onto the table where all the food is. And I want to make sure that the food gets as ruined as possible by the water and the liquid. And I will say, "Oh my god, the dog!" Because I heard a dog. I'm going to freak out that I have a fear of dogs.
You want to use the...
And while I'm down, I am going to shove a handful of whatever food I can in my mouth. This gold food. I'm fucking curious. I want to ruin it, but I'm willing to get some.
So that's going to be a couple things.
Yeah.
So first thing we're going to do is you're going to change the game to sabotage this food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to allow you to roll one. I'm going to give you. Okay, let's reset all your tags. I'm
Okay.
going to let you. You're going to be changing the game, but I'm going to give you a +1 for the dogs as a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that you guys. Anything else you want to use on your tags or any other factors you want to use in?
Chaos magic, deflect and dazzle, and fuck, why not? I'm gonna try my hypnotic charms just to I'm freaking out about the dog because I want that to be believable at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is about all that I can use. Yeah, neither of my logos would really help me at this point here, so I'm tapping into Loki, and I'm shoveling some of this golden food in my face, as well as I'm freaking out and falling and making sure that I'm thrashing about to ruin everything else that is there.
I want you to roll change the game for this. And because basically what I'm saying is like, tags are any story factor. So what I'm saying is that these ambrosia things I'm immediately saying are story factor, story tags, and you're going to be
Mhm.
rolling to eliminate them from the scene mechanically. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So
But
roll
not after
that.
having ingested some, because I
Oh
want
no,
to
no,
see
we're going
what
to do that. That's
effect.
afterwards. That's
Okay,
afterwards.
cool.
In the sequence of
Okay,
events.
cool. All right, here we go. Fuck, here we go. And that is a
Um,
mild success with an 8.
You get a mild success of an 8. You go through. Let me double check. No, don't do this. Roll 20. You go through Chris. So you can burn these tags. So you can. I'm gonna say you can like burn the tags. I'm gonna say there's like. I'm gonna say there's like tier 3 of the ambrosia because there's like a lot of food there. So this is like a lot to do all of this. You have one tag left over that you can give a status. Maybe you want to put hidden on you or chaos or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like you can basically you can alter the scene a little bit by maybe giving yourself a status of hidden since you're going under the table, or no, create the story tag of the ambrosia that you're taking. And then so
Yeah,
like
because I'm falling on the table, so yeah, I'm not going to be under it. I'm wanting to mess everything up as much as I can. So yeah.
All right. Reed and Allie, I'm going to ask you guys not to speak for this part. You, Tammy, you can have your mic on. You should have your mic on.
Oh boy.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to need you to take me at face value because I am not going to elaborate once I ask it.
Okay.
You eat a bite of this, a lot of this, and as you bite this, you realize that mind, your mind is reeling, but it's also incomplete. You will need more of this in order to fully awaken what it is. Will you grab more?
Yes.
You grab more, you eat more. As you do, your mind races with potential. You see the fullness of what people are in their strength, in their wisdom, in their beauty, in their charm. And you hear a voice. Hello there. I'm interested in seeing you. You're new. You're interesting. So you're here to unlock your potential. Tell me, what's your real self? What's your true self at its core? Strength, beauty, charm, or perhaps you want to never falter? Tell me, beautiful young being, what is the real you when it's unleashed?
absolute fucking chaos.
I'm gonna send you something. Tammy. Send you something privately. Check your messages. She goes, well, aren't you chaos unending? That's beautiful. Do me a favor when you get out there. Be the true beast we know that you are. And you awaken, you come back fully aware, sensing yourself. You cannot, nor will you ever be stopped. And I'm adding the story tag to your sheet of unyielding stamina. You may invoke this as much as any other power tag. It is now a core fundamental part of your character. You look around and you can see, when you see the people around, the feet people move around, you see this gold moving through their bodies, and you can see, you know, that the ambrosia is pushing through their bodies, giving them incredible strength. And you understand now that when people take the ambrosia, they make the deal, and they can enhance something about themselves. And these enforcers have all chosen physical strength. As you are underneath the table, you hear a crashing cacophony of violence. You hear someone going, what's going on? Sort of starts shout and scream. And you hear someone scream out as you just hear someone scream out as there's a tear and there's blood splashes across the floor next to you where you're discreetly eating this. As you're waking up, footsteps come next to you. You hear this sniffing sound. Now, what are you doing here, little fish? As you hear Delia's voice in the room with you. Is there anything you want to do, Tammy?
Kind.
You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me.
I want to probably do the stop holding back and let my chaos unleash, but I don't want to hurt my friends.
Do what you
So
want to do.
I want that organized. That's why I fight so hard to be that professional organizer, because I know what's inside me. But I want that good part to try to help my two friends and Delia if I can. She's not a priority, but I do want to unleash my chaos. I want to ruin the rest of that ambrosia infused food, and I want to do away with Honey Lips and the head lady of the calzones or
Okay,
whatever.
let's go this. If you're gonna stop holding back right now,
I know I can't let it. I can't control it, can I?
No, that's fine. You can control it. I don't want you to tell me the result. I want you to tell me the cinematic narrative. You know how we do that thing where, like, you tell me something cinematic and I tell you, no, Tammy, put it in story terms. Like, we've gone back and forth like that a couple times. This is the reverse. I need you to tell me what this looks like on screen if you're doing it, if you pull it off, and I will take it from there.
Okay, cool. So then basically I will stop holding back, let my chaos unleash. And it's just going to be this great big sort of force that will just come up from the table where I am hiding, and it's just got like an area of effect, like a big blast, like the mushroom cloud, like just like a wave of green, and it just goes everywhere. And
Mm.
with everything that I have within Loki to unleash absolute chaos to hopefully get my end result that I want.
And your end result is to basically disrupt everything. We'll go through the notion. We'll go through the notes of it. But for right now, Tammy, I'm going to reset this. You have 2,
Mm.
so I give you +2. So give me the bullet point dry checklist of what you want to affect again. You want to affect this room.
Well, yes, the room, potentially the room next door where I heard the dog, and I don't know how far into Honey Lips's
Mhm.
introduction into the scene that I've done what I did, but I definitely want to affect the immediate area around me. Um, Walls not causing any type of
Yeah.
interference on that. And basically, I want to make sure that the rest of that food is ruined, and that the bad people are taken care of. Fuck it, let's do the whole house.
Okay.
The
Now,
house, yeah.
does that include like the bosses and everything too?
Oh yeah.
Okay, if you're doing like
Go,
the bosses and everything,
go big or go
um,
home. I
okay,
mean, everybody.
if you're doing this, you're gonna do ultimate.
Oh.
Ultimate is because there are other rifts in here, so you're arm wrestling other rifts and winning.
Mm,
It's not like there
okay.
are mundane sleeper people. If you want to roll this through, you're gonna roll a 2d6 and add 2. I've already queued you up for it. Do not click it yet.
Okay.
If you roll a 10 or above, you do this. And I'm sorry, you do this. You lose one theme. One of your themes will be burnt out forever and you're replaced with another one.
Mm-hmm.
If you get 10 or above. Um, if you roll a 7 through 9, it is the end of your character.
Mm-hmm.
If you roll a 6 or below, it is the end of your character, and I get full narrative control over the chaos that unleashes after that. Because I don't want to say no or discourage you, but there are multiple enemy rifts here and an entire gang. The amount of people that you are overthrowing at once with precision to also not hit your friends, the amount of organization and chaos simultaneously is okay. Gamerbot, remember when you asked what role do you do to end the game? That's what she's asking for. She is full on trying to roll something to destroy it all. So you do not. The way that this works is now that I've outlined the terms of this, you can change your mind and cancel, and we can resume. There's no penalty for that. That's not a retcon. That's not a rules fudging. It is supposed to be that we talk about this. I present the contract, and then you decide if you want to sign it. So all of this said, do you still want to do that?
What if I? Oh shit. What if I exclude
If
the
you
bosses? Then
if you want to just
it.
get the regular people and do that, I can do. I can break that down to significant if you just want to take out the regular people, and then you can burn it, and then you might burn out all the power tags on one theme if you fail. On any of
Mm-hmm.
these, if you roll 6 or below, I get full control over the chaos that happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do it. Okay. The
Wait, which is
normies.
it? Which one? Just the
The,
normies?
the normies. Yeah. Do the normies.
Okay, because the audience wants you to go big or go home. The
Well,
audience right now is saying that you're a coward if you don't do this. It is trending.
Join
Push
us.
the button. They are no. You know what? I'm being chaotic. The normies and the food. Is that what you're going for?
I want to no. I want to try and get. I want to try and get rid of all the baddies. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Do it. Before I change my mind, just do it.
You want me to roll for you?
Yes. Yes, because I don't know where to click.
Okay, let's. I just used the heartbeat sound effect, but it really feels like it applies here again too. You guys
Fucking hell.
in the other room, you turn to follow Honey Lips into the other room. The dogs are fighting. Everything slows down as if the sun, like when the sky dims from the clouds, whatever, everything takes on a pale green hue. And you hear this laughter, this snickering, this giggling coursing through the entire building. And everybody else, all of the Falzoni grab their guns. Honey Lips looks around like, oh, well, this is an interesting development. And the dogs look, and one of them whimpers and another one growls. Delia's starting to step towards Jay Tamsin Time Slows. The two of you outside here have no idea what's about to happen. But you do know what this means. You do know that Jade has unleashed the full power of the chaos of Loki. How fun would it be if I took a break right now?
Fucking hell.
As you roll a 9, that means that you have succeeded at the cost of yourself. You let me do this. The world is completely overrun by this chaos magic that ripples through. You want to take out all of the guards and destroy the ambrosia and take out the villains, is that correct? As you weave through, chaos can be disruption, and chaos can just be... Okay, let me explain something that Loki and Jade understand, but the rest of the world might need to be kept into sync with. You see, whenever you're playing music or you're creating chaos, there is the chaos of banging on the keys and hitting the notes. But if you take a time to discordantly consider the plucking of the strings and the notes in such a way that they pierce on the ears and create the anxiety, you can actually polish and curate chaos in far greater extension than thoughtlessness and crass action. To wit, you could take all of this food and you could splatter it on the walls and explode it. Maybe the furnace belches fire or something and you burn it. Maybe you burn the house down. But then there is a better way. With each serving of this food, you get power and strength unending. They know that. That's why they eat once a year, but they make a feast. Everybody has one serving. Usually. As the food is drawn and spread out, almost dissolving and fading into each of the Falzonis, as they absorb and take into them the gifts of the ambrosia. And William says, no, get her out of my head, get her out of my head. No, I don't want this, I did it. I know I'm not supposed to. And they start to scream, they start to grab their head and fall down and scream as every one of the Falzonis gets all of the offers I made to you, Jay Tamsin in private, the beauty, the power, the charisma, the stamina, all of this. Incredible Olympians and gods. And then they also get wisdom, and they also get youth, and they also get speed and athleticism. Their bodies overwhelming, unable to contain their strengths or the emotions that can normally only be housed within a god's body. One by one, they look at each other. One by one, they turn on one another. One by one, they begin to break and bash one another, unleashing their fury and their mania. Until you're witnessing not gang members with guns moving as practiced down the corridors, but just hordes of these mobsters destroying each other, bashing one's head into the wall, beating another one. throwing someone off of the roof where there's guards on towers. Everybody unable to contain any sort of rage or chaos
Oh my god.
overthrew this.
Oh,
And as all of this happens, congratulations, the ambrosia is gone as it burns through. The dogs turn, look, see what's happening. And the mob leader, as you guys walk into the room, CJ and MC, you see Alessandra Falzoni standing there. And she gestures for you to take a seat during all of the chaos calmly. As she does, the dogs barge into the room. And she says, sit. And one of the dogs growls. And the man looks and he says, "You failed, you fucked up, you fucking whore. You fucked up everything for us. We're gonna eat your teeth." And just like says it as he screams at them, as he roars, he points to her, and almost like the strings were cut, she collapses to the ground. The gift of life rescinded by the gatekeeper of hell.
Oh my god.
Dogs turn and look at you. The ambrosia aura beginning to move through and circle around the dogs. And one of them, and the man says, "This isn't the end. This isn't the end. She's got her eye on you now. We have your scent. She knows your spirit." And the person with the gaping wound and all of this, the ambrosia starts to fly towards him, and he just collapses, also cut to the floor, as the dogs bolt and leave, dashing out of this with what little power they have, running through the herd and mobs, leaping over everybody that's slaughtering one another. Did you want Delia too?
No.
You're sparing Delia?
I'm hoping that this will scare her enough to curb it.
Delia turns and you see her run, just absolutely run, as your mind sees all of the discordant beauty of what happens when you carefully consider each action and each string of the tapestry, and you pluck with great consideration and meaning. And in this moment, the little ambrosia that's left that is not destroyed, you cannot help but hold it, not in your hand, but hold your hand up, and all of it rises in front of you. You tasted it before. This is power incarnate. With this, perhaps you could be a mythos and a logos, but a logos so strong and powerful and beautiful and perfect that it is in itself its own myth. At the very least, it would be different. And you absorb this into yourself. I talked about a few servings driving these people mad. You take all of the rest and dissolve it into dust and mist and absorb it into yourself until your body is pulsating with green and gold.
I am now the mist.
And in a moment of clarity, you have enough wherewithal to say one final thing that either everybody will hear or CJ and MC. It's your choice. Couple sentences at most. Definitely not a conversation.
Just for CJ and MC.
Mm-hmm.
And I will basically just say that that this helps make things easier going forward.
As you dissolve and your spirit, the spirit of Loki is released from this body because this body is no more, so there is nothing to host it. But the spirit of Jade Tamsin, infused with the power of unleashed Loki at the same time that they are infused with the power of all of this ambrosia and all of this transcendent understanding, dissolves. And as the bodies, more and more bodies die and lay on the floors of the Falzoni villa, behind you, CJ, you hear sound of a chair moving. You turn over, and it looks like everything's the same. But then Reed, you hear the sound of like a table moving. You look over, and you see a chair standing up, a table sliding over, curtains drawing and moving. As you see the Falzoni villa organize and tidy itself
Casita?
after the unruly display that just took place.
Oh.
And as you now stand in the physical embodiment of what remains of Jade Tamsin,
Oh.
let's go to break. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes.
Boy, do I have to pee! Ooh.
And on that legendary sign off, I'll see you soon.
MC and CJ just, what the fuck? All right.
She did the no holding back one. She did the highest tier of the strongest move in the game.
Hey!
And she nailed it.
All right. I will bring us to intermission. See you in 15.
Yeah. Welcome to what was once City of Mist. I'm your GM, Ben Competence, and these are our players, Allie, Reed, and Tammy. We are doing the crime noir cinematic story known as City of Mist. And in a moment that I'm going to have clipped and sent to the makers of City of Mist, because they're very active on social media. Fatima, listen, you like clipping shit, right, friend? Fatima. The group's laughing because they know exactly what I'm doing here. Fatima, you got to go back for my friend like 10 minutes, 15 minutes before this break stopped, because we so I'm just gonna summarize it for her. So in City of Mist, you have the move Stop Holding Back, where you could do whatever you want narratively, and the bigger the action, the bigger the risk, but there is no cap. If you want to go big, you can go as big as you want, as long as it fits your character. Tammy just unleashed ultimate chaos and disrupted and killed or defeated every single villain and minion in the entire storyline. Because they were all gathered in one location, she just let fucking loose. She also rolled high enough that, or a specific enough roll that the result also killed her character. So, this move probably has the highest body count I've ever run for a game. And it was Tammy, if I use aggressive language towards you, you understand that I am that I say love and affection, not with any intent of harm or malice,
Absolutely.
correct?
Yep, absolutely.
This bitch knows cinema. And she just like rolled in and just like it was great. Tammy's character did die. Tammy's character's died and her consciousness has absorbed into the crime hideout, the villa. So the house is now incredibly well organized because it is actually the consciousness of an organization expert in there. And so it was a lot.
Mhm.
We're sending that to the makers of City Mist. Like I said, they're very easy to get a hold of on social media, and I want them to see that you did this. I'm telling on you. Parentheses affectionate.
That's okay.
You I love that you had to be approved to quote me. Your words got help. Tammy, for right now, you are the house, but you cannot do anything that meaningfully affects the game. Like you can't like open a safe full of secrets or anything like that, because sadly, regardless of how much we love this, you are mechanically removed from the
Gone.
game.
Yep.
So you can interject what you like. But CJ and MC, you two stand in this room with multiple dead bodies of all of the enforcers that have turned on each other and bludgeoned each other to death, having all gone literally, not metaphorically, mad with power. You've seen the head of the crime family, Alessandra Falzoni, just spontaneously have the life removed from her and fall to the floor. The man walking the 3 dogs also just stopped living abruptly. Honey Lips, I think the name doesn't apply anymore when you don't have lips or a face, but Honey Lips is no longer a factor. He chose empowered charisma, nothing to actually last in a fight. And
Wonder what
as
that's
you
like.
look at all of this, all of the Reed, we gotta find out if we can make that merch. Let's discuss that later. I'm totally serious. Later, as you see this, all of the chairs are rearranging themselves. The room is just completely making itself back up. I never even got to skip over to what the ballroom map looks like, but let's just do that for our edification. As you guys are watching the whole thing put itself back together,
Oh, it's
Arcane,
beautiful.
Arcane, every single character in the story, every villain in the story died, and one of the heroes in a single roll. It was the greatest roll of all time.
There's
And you
just like
rolled it.
3 of us left in this house, right? That's basically what happened.
No, Delia
you
ran
two,
out.
Oh,
Delia
she
left.
left?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
I
she ran out.
There is the 2 of you.
Hell yeah.
What the
So-
fuck?
Yeah, you guys know enough to know that she did that. This is the result of her stop holding back. We don't have any other context for it. Your action.
I'm gonna sort of go over and I guess take a look at the dead former dog handler and just sort of like push him with my foot a little bit, see if anything happens.
You know what? Roll an investigation check, I suppose. I don't know why we're still doing die rolls.
I love your face,
mean-
Allie.
How do you respond to that? That is just-
I'm just gonna do that. Private eye, I guess. Investigate.
Yeah, I don't know how any of us know how to proceed because there's nothing to solve. There's just closure now, and that's different. Fatima, you're wonderful. Thank you.
Mild
All right,
success.
clues 1. Okay, so this man is very, very dead. You can ask me one question besides that if you'd like.
Knowing
By the
what
way,
I
I'm
know.
taking away the status of this place is in chaos now because it is very, very much in order.
It's in very organized chaos.
I'm sorry.
No, wait, are all
So-
the lights out and like the utilities busted still
Yeah.
though?
Yes.
We're just in darkness.
Yes. This is the most defeated a villain has ever been. What is your
Well, I think
question,
MC
Reed?
can kind of make everything come back on by now, right?
What kind of estimate would I have for how long, given the shit that I just pulled before we walked in here, for when the police are likely to show up?
Jesus Christ, I forgot about the police.
This
It's
is a
crime
mafia
family.
home.
It's a crime family.
It's
Yeah.
a crime family. They have a tunnel. I will open doors and flash a light and lead them out. I am Casita,
there's-
remember?
Yes, but also they wouldn't go to the police. Like they would not notify the police if something happened here. So Emergency
Oh, that's
services are
true.
here, like fire trucks and stuff for like the utilities busting, but nobody's here. Like the police don't go here. I will tell you right now, there is nothing that you could do short of a stop holding back that would get the police to come here.
Mm.
Because
Hey!
they're not going to. Yeah, that's fair. So you got time. Just like Regina Spektor said, you got time.
If that's the case, then maybe we can take a look and see if we can hunt down sort of the whatever kind of paperwork, whatever kind of nonsense that might have managed to make its way back here from Miller Square.
Yeah.
You know, I could make you roll an investigation check. But what's the point? Okay, you know what? No. Roll investigation. I'm going to give you a +3 status of this house, everything in its place. Anything that would be easier to do because this house is well organized, you have a +3 on. Roll an investigation with that +3 and anything else you want to add.
Okay. So again, private eye. Yeah, I think just that's private eye plus the +3.
Okay, go for that. Yeah, sure.
12.
You would be able to find documents detailing how much everybody at the you'd be able to find the documents detailing how much everybody at Miller Square owes the Falzonis, and it's a lot. You'd also find this formulas and spreadsheets to calculate all of their estimated finances and exactly how much an interest rate could be that it was just barely unpayable. Like they had this down to a science of how much it would seem like you could have the hope of paying back without actually being able to. But you have all these numbers. You have how much all these people owe them. ... You have how much the precinct 23 owes everybody here. Reed, I said the police are not going to come here, and I meant it. You got 3 more things you can ask about.
Do they have a contact number for Delia?
Yes. You can get a contact info for Delia. Absolutely.
And I don't know. Anything you two can suggest?
Not Tammy. I love
Uh,
Tammy. I want Tammy to be able to contribute, but I am going to hard block her.
I mean, if you want to
Narrative.
just tie in this, when you come back, CJ is just going to be methodically removing jewelry from as many people as she possibly can.
Oh my god.
So if you want to throw one of those investigate questions my way, you could just say,
Okay.
how much am I able to recoup?
Sure. You know a pawnbroker.
Yeah, we do. Let's go visit him.
So you can get enough jewels. You can get the money. The money's here that they've been collecting. So there isn't just like money to recoup the losses. Like there's actually the money itself that was lost is on the property. So it's just pure net gain, baby. As you
But
get the
also-
jewels.
Jewelry.
Okay, take the jewelry. You get the jewelry you need. I'm saying you're talking about like paying people back and stuff like that. Like you can actually recover that fully, and you get the jewelry and stuff like that. Yeah, you have. I'm not going to do numbers, but you have goddamn amounts of money.
Can
It's
we
all
update
dirty,
my
filthy
wad of
money.
cash?
I'm sorry. It is a dirty, filthy money that you got from mass murder from mafia people. So it's like double dirty, but you have it.
No, it's like two rights make a left. You know what I mean?
No, I just mean legally. You probably aren't gonna go like. What'd you say, Tammy?
Guilt-free money.
Your microphone sounds distant.
Yep.
Oh, you've muted yourself
Oh, it's
now.
worse.
You muted.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Good thing I'm out of the game. So, it's free money to you guys. Guilt-free. I did the murdering. Take it. Take it.
All I'm saying, when I say it's dirty money, all I need is, don't spend it in a way that the IRS would care about. That's all I'm
Oh.
saying.
I mean,
You guys think of like
It's money.
you can declare criminally or earned proceeds to the IRS. They don't care.
is that true?
It is true. They only care about making sure that the government gets their cut.
Oh damn, I gotta talk to my wife after this. So yeah,
I kind of like the
You-
idea of, at this point, MC. You remember at the end of Iron Fist? Or, sorry, not Iron Fist.
how dare you imply that I watched all
Cage.
of Iron Fist?
Luke
Yes,
Cage.
sir. Go on.
At the end of the second season, as he takes over the bar.
Best cliffhanger ever in Marvel, and they're not going to follow up on it. Oh my god, it breaks my heart. My wife and I have had so many frustrated things about this. He's talking about Luke Cage in season 2. My wife just had a look of pain on her face. Go on.
Just, MC sort of takes over and sits behind the desk.
That's wonderful. You sit behind the desk. CJ, is there anything that you want to do right now? You have all the rules. Do you guys want to fade out from here?
I mean,
We
kinda.
we can fade out and go to an epilogue. Like, I'm not saying like end the session, but I'm saying we can end this scene and I can set the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so MC sits at the head of the table where Alessandra was. And CJ makes a tidy little profit. The house continues to organize itself. I think any emergency services that tried to get in would find it difficult to get through the doors, which seem triple locked somehow. You're home. We cut back. And now we're just having a little bit of narrative fun because even though it is a one-shot, we are now in the epilogue of a campaign. It has been 3 weeks since you guys did this. Yes or no, are you guys currently operating out of House Tamsin?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Okay. House Tamsin, let's go one at a time. I'll ask you guys some questions to help wrap up this little epilogue, and it won't take. I'll give you guys some decent time. Tammy's one. Tammy did. Tammy cleaned up the mess. It took a while, a long while. I think let's make it gross. Let's say like you soaked some of the blood into like the tiles and stuff like that, so you got rid of it.
Yeah. Why not?
All the decor. I mean, it's red in the picture, but
Stone
anything that
remembers
wasn't red
violets.
before.
So Tammy, what does House Tamsin look like as opposed to Falzoni Villa? Are there any major renovations? Is it just incredibly tidy? I don't think you can like structure it to be a castle or something like that, but maybe if there's a different number of rooms or like a pool where there wasn't, like as long as it's still a villa, I'll let you decide that you change some aesthetic to it. Or maybe it's just a different vibe. Maybe it's different cosmetic.
Just a different cosmetic, yeah. Because I would go based on that picture. It seemed to be a lot of like the classical kind of over the top mafia-ish look.
Mhm.
I just want to make it just look a little bit more modern and
Mhm.
just functional. Functional and just get rid of like these velour freaking chairs, whatever. Just make it comfy, usable, something that would make MC not feel uncomfortable in.
See, the problem is that I'm envisioning this as like white European modern, and then MC is like, all right, but I gotta have my lazy boy.
Like the Frasier, the dad from Frasier kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh gosh,
I like
yes.
this look.
Dave.
That's okay. I would probably play tricks and occasionally move his chair on him to like a different room of the house or something. But I'll let him have it.
Okay, so I'm gonna roleplay this scene. I'm gonna tell you guys, Allie and Reed, you guys can fill in and pitch because we are genuinely in the epilogue. You guys can fill in and pitch in anything that your characters could have reasonably done in the last 3 weeks. Like if you guys want to say you closed down, you published all this to the newspaper, that's fine. You want to say that you bought a new car, that's fine. You can't say that you became king of the city or anything like that. Like anything that fits within what's been set up, you guys can go along with. But we're gonna start now with MC and CJ go walking down the hall with Delia, who's looking through, and she just goes, "You redecorated. It is different. It is. Everybody has their own taste."
Seems the house has its own opinions.
Oh, is that what's happening?
As they're walking in
not.
the hallway, and they're having this conversation, can I have the walls change to look underwater and like seaweed and fishes?
You do that, and Delia looks and goes, "Good to see you too, I suppose." Come to my stream if you want to ship a shark with a house. Make it happen. This is what we offer on Roll for Bull.
Oh boy.
The Delia walks along and says, "So, have you taken over for the Falzonis? Do I answer to you now, or what happens?"
The way I see it, we got a couple more resources. Maybe a slightly nicer digs. But I ain't through with, making sure that people are safe in this city.
The people, they went back from the other Miller's Square. When they got back home, they said it felt like they had a strange dream. I don't think that any of them realized that they were there. They felt like they were sleepwalking or something. You know when you have a day that is so boring that it becomes evening and you forget that it was a day? And they seem to think that that's what the last week was. Maybe that's better.
Long live Boren.
Someone's going to come in and try and fill the power void there. Someone's going to try and take over Miller Square again. A place doesn't get fixed. It gets spoken for a time.
It's true. But at the same time, we've got a list of all the cops that was on the take. Which means we can start maybe trying to turn them into an actual police force. Something to actually help the place for good.
I thought you might think that. One day after the incidents here at the Falzoni place, a third of Precinct 23 quit the next day. Said they had personal business. I think that maybe the books got out. Or maybe they're scared that the books got out. You should hold on to those.
I think they're probably going to be useful in the coming days.
She looks at CJ and goes, "What do you do anyway? What is your job?"
Now? I think I got a lot more free time.
Oh, you're retired?
Something like that.
Hmm.
Thinking
I
about
never knew
becoming a
what
full-time mom.
full-time what?
Mom.
Full-time. Oh. I have no idea how you would do as a parent.
MC starts sweating.
Congratulations, you two.
Oh no.
Nope.
Not like that.
Um,
House is big. Use a couple extra hands, you know.
yes. Are you asking me to work here?
I mean,
Seems we got a
I don't-
vacancy.
if you want to, I don't think it's up to you. But I was thinking more along the lines of, you know, there's always teenagers with nothing better to do.
You want teenagers to work for you?
No, like,
Allie, Ben is not picking up on what you're saying. You innuendoing so hard that I'm not getting what you're saying. You're like, I'm gonna be a mom. I'm like, okay.
I'm out of it. You know, teenagers are always not looking for, but they always need people to adopt teenagers.
Oh, caretaker. So you might make this like a home for people.
Yes, but also we're filling a void for crime family a little bit, so
So you're gonna try and bring in like at-risk youth and stuff like that?
yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that because I literally thought you were like, oh, I'm gonna go settle down, become a mom. Also, do you want a job here? Like, I did not see these things stitched together.
No.
Don't give me the mystery
That's
boards. I give you the
fair.
mystery boards.
Look, okay, I'm
No, it's fine. It's fine. And she says, that might be something good. She goes, there's going to be something here. Someone calling the shots. May as well be someone with better intent. She goes, I can help if you want.
yeah.
You'd advise. Well, a bit's better than my old hideout. I used to stay in an aquarium. It was comfortable. It's quiet. This could be a little bit better. Out of character, I'm going to ask, was there anything else that you guys wanted to know about the whole mystery here that I can explain at this moment?
Oh my god.
That your characters might have found out in between?
I was actually going to ask if everybody was okay from the other Miller
Oh yeah,
Square.
that's what she was saying, was once this
Yeah.
was resolved, they all, because people that don't know about the rift, their minds instantly rationalize things so hard that they can't see the rift. So once this was resolved and the danger was completely gone, all of them forgot about the other Miller Square and kind of, instead of thinking that they were in a mind-controlled haze, they're telling themselves they had a very boring week at regular jobs, but they all went home.
Mhm.
What's the deal with the pizzeria kids? They have parents? They have families? They need a place?
She would tell you that she's like, yeah, those kids, she goes, their parents died a while ago. Michael's 19. He was just old enough to take over the business. Shouldn't have to, but legally he had to do something. I think he would like here if you wanted to give him something to do. He has his comic books, which are very valuable. I looked through one the other day. They're interesting. I didn't realize that it was so popular. Do you guys have any other questions? Nope. Okay.
I think we got we put a bow on it.
Yeah.
You guys have this. You guys are opening this up, making this sort of a. So you guys are making this as like a sort of a home for at-risk youth, and also providing them with better opportunity, using that to provide opportunities. Also keeping the books to like further make sure that corruption doesn't rise in here. The police are running scared. Tammy's a house. I'm gonna put she's a brick house in there.
I was gonna just say it.
And
How?
she and think that Deal's gonna say, well, if you need me, then you can find me. You have my number. It was very surprising when you called me the first time, but you are not bad people. She says, well, I'm going to go and look for a little bit, see if I can find some of what happened with those dogs. The Alessandra Falzoni, you think you saw her die? You didn't, because she had been dead for a while. She was a body that was being kept alive by the powers of those fuckers. The ones that had the good sense to not be here. I mean, they were here, they sent a replacement. But all of this started whenever she... when I looked through and I found... When I looked around and I talked to some of my friends, I found that she had died a while ago, and that was a secret. The Falzonis didn't know what to do. And then they said that she had never died. I think that maybe they had made a deal. All because they didn't want to change their leadership. People are strange. And when they didn't see what was happening, they didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know who they were dealing with because they can't see these things. But it's done now. And she turns to walk away. She goes, "It's done now. I'm glad that both of you were here." And she sort of like knocks on the frame of the door and goes, or the large doorway, goes, I'm glad that all of you were here. I'm sorry about your friend. And she's heading out. She turns around and she says, "It's weird how much power a story could have. My powers, they remind me of a shark god that I had heard about in stories a long time ago. And I know that there's people I've met that man at the pawn shop, he creeps me out. But the woman that gave them this, I had no idea that comics or any of those little kids' books were so powerful. I didn't know that anybody even read that dragon thing. I don't even know what a Lutheria is. But maybe we'll find out soon." And she heads out. And as you guys finish this, now in control of Tamsin House, now in control of Miller Square, and running it as a force for good, at least one part of the city is a little bit better. But as a woman in a very slinky dress in a nightclub downtown, lounges on this couch and checks her cell phone, she looks and goes, "Oh, no," and just like swipes and just eliminates somebody from her contacts list and goes, "Okay, well, I guess we'll see who else is interested." And she sends a picture of Tamsin House and of CJ and of MC on a mass text to her other contacts and signs it "Love L." And that's where we'll end this campaign.
How many times do we have to kill you?
At least once more, Miss Swan. I made the joke last time that Odyssey of the Dragon Lords was a comic instead of Superman. And then when I was running tonight, I realized that I had accidentally given myself the back door to put Lutheria in this campaign.
Incredible.
So thank you. Fatima, I'm glad you like City of Mist. I genuinely love it. It is, ever since I ran it, the first time I ran it was with Allie a couple of years ago. I was immediately infatuated. My wife was a social media influencer and Bloody Mary. Allie was a podcaster and a banshee, and another friend was he was um, a busker, a street musician, and I think Rothsbane from Swan Lake, and
Yeah.
they were true crime podcasts.
Rothbard.
Rothsbane, and they were true crime podcasters who got overly involved in researching their stories, and they were called Cancel Culture was the name of their team, and I loved it, and I've been wanting to run it for this group. I've been telling them about it for a long time. This was a lot of fun. You three were amazing. I hope that you had a fun time, and thank you for this.
It was
Yeah.
fun. It's definitely it took like the first episode when we started playing, I found it was a little clunky
Mhm,
until we kind of got the hang of it, but once we saw how it happened with the roles, it actually is really neat.
mhm. It's very weird how much it's such a hard transition to pivot to something that only cares about the narrative over game mechanics mostly, but also has a lot of game mechanics. Like, it's a weird duality. Um, well, if you guys want to try a City of Mist, go to no, whatever. Look it up yourselves.
I do have a question though, like obviously
Yes, house.
I'm okay with with this as being a one shot, like a short kind of campaign that we're running in the interim. But if something were to go longer term, how does like leveling up and stuff work? Like is there
So,
that built in it?
so basically, in the game, every time, well, let's explain because people are interested in people in the audience are interested too. So we may as well just have this conversation publicly.
Mm.
So every time that you in the game, you have, and I'm going to speak. I'm going to over explain some things that you guys can see, the three of you can see because you have the sheets, but the audience doesn't. So on character sheets in City of Mist, there are little marks called attention and fade. And attention is uh, the identity holding your character together. Like Jade Tamsin might have a section that says like everything everything must be in order, attention 0 or something. And every time that they you role play prioritizing your value to the point that it's a detriment to the story, you get an attention because you're putting your character first. Or everybody has weaknesses on their cards that we didn't really use. But if you use your weakness, work your weakness into a thing, like it hurts a die roll or you make a mistake because of it, you get an attention on your card too. So every time you indulge your character concept, basically, you get attention. When you fill up a character card with enough attention, you get an improvement. Every character card in the book has a list of improvements. Like if you have a gun as a possession, maybe you can get an ability, an improvement that it can double crit, which is basically a thing in this game that you guys haven't seen. Or there's a relic my friend has in one of my players on Friday. They got an improvement for their relic mythos that if they stop holding back, a 1 through 6 is treated like a 7 through 9, so they can't actually they can't actually explode badly with it. So you don't like hit harder like you do in D&D. You broaden more what your character feels comfortable doing and feels doing a little more safely. And then you do hit the ability to double crit, which is the thing again. So you can basically improve a card if you neglect your character card at key moments. Like let's say Reed, whose cards were based around the city, did something that he knew was bad for the city in order to advance the story. Like if he let a building blow up in order to like kill a villain inside of it or something, he would get like a fade on that story. The story would start to fade or crack. If a card fills up with fade points, you actually lose that aspect of your identity. So his mythos would become a new logos because he would be shutting out the magical side of himself and the logos side would come in. The reason I mention it is because whenever you flip a card from neglect, you still keep all of the same number of improvements on the new card. So you're not like regressing a level or anything. Your character concept is shifting, but you're staying the same strength. So as you play more and more, your character should be every few sessions you guys are probably flipping cards and stuff like that because you'll be going through some trauma or making a mistake and you'll be changing your character concept a little bit or maybe just you'll be changing your character concept a little bit, or maybe you'll be improving it because you'll be leaning into that concept. So the cards will be changing their themes, and they'll be getting more options as you go on. I think I over answered it because I'm tired, but that should have been it. Does that speak to your question? Do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see how it was if it were to go longer.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, if I'm just going to be constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again, the same 4 major things, I'm like, that's going to get boring. There has to be a way around that.
No, your character concept would shift. Like you could theoretically, like Allie, you know, she lost her mythos and she went to a logos because she did stop playing back. Like when you guys start playing more, if you did a campaign, you'd be doing a lot more of losing a mythos and stuff like that. Also, like I said, the improvements add new things, and you can get new crew cards. Like you can actually bring in Tammy's character for the next session, but Tamsin House could actually be a crew card that you guys could evoke next time, and you could level that up. You can level up your crew cards. So maybe, you know, like Jin was a one-time cameo thing.
Mhm.
You could improve that enough that like it's a thing you guys could reliably lean on in multiple times per session and stuff like that. So you get more and more control over what you're doing. Hold on one second. One second. Sorry about that. So yeah, you can build up and you can like get more crew themes and crew cards and everything. Um, and then you can tweak and improve your character, make them stronger. There's something in the game. I'll explain what double critting is when I say it. There's a thing called dynamite, and dynamite is basically if you rolled a 12 or higher on your roll, not only do you achieve what you were trying to do, but you might do something even bigger, badder, and more awesome, um, associated with your specific theme book. Let me see. Let's go with. Let's see. Adaptation. So adaptation theme improvements. Let me look at what a good dynamite roll would be. I'm sorry, I got this wrong. Oh yeah. By the way, if anyone in the audience has questions about the game, about the players, about the characters, about the story, feel free to throw them out.
Throw me
So
in.
yeah, yeah. So like, you know, change the game. If you have a dynamite and you roll like a 12, you know, like you can pay to make something last the whole scene or whatever like that ongoing. If you dynamite with a change the game, you can make it permanent. Like you can literally add the thing to the canon permanently and stuff like that. Or you can make it so that literally no one could ever find out you did it because it's covered in mist, stuff like that. So like you can add extra, like a secondary crit that makes it even more incredible, and you can unlock those as you level up. Yeah, I had a player who took the one where stop holding back can't truly backlash on them, and I've just been scared of them because it feels like Chekhov's gun. It has a different price, but it's a more fixed price, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Did you guys have any other questions, Allie, Reed, Tammy?
What was specifically Delia's mythos?
Delia's mythos. She referenced it, but let me look up what it is. It's
Hawaiian shark
it
god?
is the Kuwaka. It is a shark god from Fiji. It's a shark monster from Fiji mythology. Something that I really, really admire and appreciate about the City of Mist game is all their official sources try to avoid being Eurocentric in their influence. So you get like a lot of things, and there's a lot of, if you are used to like that sort of Eurocentric storytelling of, oh, it's all imagination, and then you just get like all Grimm's fairy tales. Like they tried really hard to avoid that in this one. So there's a lot of things that I end up having to look up and learn. But that's who she was. She was Takubaka, and Honey Lips was a regular person that took enough ambrosia that he could literally supernaturally control people with his suggestion.
Who is
Alessandra was that?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Alessandra Falzoni was not a mythos at all. She was a dead woman. That's why I described everyone described coming up in black limousines and her in black and looking like they were in mourning, because her entire aesthetic had shifted to grieving and grief. Partly because she's dead, partly because the big bad was originally Hades. but I cut that for Lutheria. You
So-
correctly guessed that K9 was Cerberus.
So was the woman with the hat and the veil, was that her?
That's Alessandra, yes.
Okay.
Mhm. I have her speak in as few words as possible in as few movements. Every time anybody talks to her, like instead of like I think at one point the other group that I played with pissed her off so bad that she wanted everybody dead. And like normally that's like, you know, a big villain speech for me, but I said she just turns slowly, goes, kill them all. And as it like that's her whole thing. Like she's very the fewest number of words to be her character is what I run for her. It's a lot of fun. Because she's dead. She doesn't got any charisma at all.
Strahd might
if you
have
guys,
words about that.
Yeah.
that's fair. If you guys do reconnaissance of on the building, you find a lot of evidence that that she's in here all the time, but there's no food in the refrigerator. There's no sign of her sleeping in any room. There's literally nothing that suggests regular human activity in this building, even though you watch her here all the time. It's kind of a cool thing to like bring up later. Strahd has 0 riz. How dare you, Arcane?
Okay, but what would Strahd's logos be?
Strahd's logos. Um, Strahd's logos would be some frustratingly smooth pickup artist, honestly, or like a business executive. Strahd's logos would be
Lawyer.
a CEO who is never a CEO whose business makes so much money that he has never been told now. Do Elsa and Anna go into a demiplane? Elsa and Anna, I will answer your question about Frozen. I haven't seen Frozen 2, but Elsa absolutely fits all of the powers of a Dark Lord with her Domain of Dread.
That's what I was looking. I was trying. I couldn't remember Domain of Dread. Ben.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
Ben.
Does that also mean that the Encanto is a Domain of Dread for Abuela?
Yeah,
Oh,
trust me.
100%.
Trust me. Any location. I when I watch shows with my wife, we'll like talk about which characters could be a Dark Lord by the definitions of Domains of Dread, and absolutely the Encanto with Abuela and Elsa with Arendelle. Elsa is like that's literally what that is. She locks them into a place that no one can leave until she gets over her own personal issues, and that's what a Domain of Dread is. Like that's not even a stretch.
Gotta watch the second one.
Okay. Arcane Pursuit. Arcane Pursuit just finished Death House yesterday, so they have not seen it. They have not met Strahd yet. They've heard Strahd's voice, but they haven't met Strahd. All right, I'll watch the second one. We'll make like a thing of it.
Yeah.
All right. If you have any questions, I'm going to call it in a second if anybody else has anything else.
No, I think that's it.
All right. Wonderful people. Now that we got this boring shit out of the way, honestly, how exciting can you make a story where someone's a house and someone else is a city, and the third person's
But the house is
You're
in
fine.
the city.
You're cool.
And so part of the city, which means
Oh.
Come live
you.
inside me.
Y'all,
And
I
of
was
the horniest
thinking,
possible, indeed. What's up?
I was thinking today about how long it's been since we've played Odyssey, and I was like, I'm not gonna remember how to do Callista anymore. You guys.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Tammy's a person who turned into a house. She's a warehouse.
Oh,
It's amazing. Okay, so listen, if you guys are watching, I'm gonna say a real thing and then I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna say a real thing and then I'm gonna sign off. Next week we resume Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. There's the benefit of this month off is it really drives home the clean cut here because really well and truly, next week is not only the start of Odyssey, but the genuine end game of Odyssey. I mean, you guys they've found there are no major villains in the campaign anymore. There's something like 12 days in the timeline until the final battle. They have no outstanding must-do activities left in the game. I mean, there's a lot. What's that, Allie? What's the one?
We have one.
What's that?
We gotta break that scythe.
That's an op. Okay, that's the thing you could do. I mean,
That's a
like the things.
must do.
Okay, fair. You have very few things that are like pressing must do. But what I'm driving at is if you guys jump in and watch next week, it will be the start of the third or whatever final act of Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. So come join us. And as a reminder that when you watch, then you can spend channel points to affect the rolls to give the heroes boosts. You can help out the heroes, and you can talk and give them solutions. I think the count's up to what, 4 times now? Is it 5 or 4? Did it go up to 5?
I think we're at 4 off
Four.
the top of my
Four
head.
times. 4 times in the game because we're keeping track. The heroes have succeeded specifically because of what the audience did, whether the audience solved a puzzle for them or gave them a boost to their die rolls or something. So if you guys help, you guys go there. You are the supporting role. So feel free to come check us out next week. Anybody else have anything else they want to say?
Were the driving force to push me over the edge today to go big or go home. So you guys have influence.
Yeah, we
I
genuinely
love
we
it.
we it is not lip service say we interact with the audience. We full on want you guys to be shaping the story. So come help us for the finale.
Another thing I'll
Uh,
put out there is we do have a couple of new things in the store, a couple of new stickers and that sort of stuff. I haven't really been pushing it much during this little
mhm,
City of Mist break, but if you wanted to check that
mhm,
out, we're at streamlabs.com/rollforbulls/merch. We've
mhm.
got the little emoji hollow stickers, and we've got the main Roll for Bull logo, as well as an apron was the other big one that I put on there.
An apron. Oh, that's right. That's right. Check it out. I am excited about this. Um
Y'all,
ah,
don't sleep on the joggers, okay? I know that they're not cheap, but I wear mine all the time. It's
excellent.
starting to get cold up here, so
I'm gonna go for right now. I will see you all next week. Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Uh,
Bye.
bye.